We're going to be talking about drug testing welfare recipients. Here's my audience. Got Grandpa and Grandma on FaceTime. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about how we should drug test welfare recipients in order to save money and stop supporting bad habits. Back in 2013, Utah did a test where they drug tested all their welfare recipients and they were able to save over $350,000. They did that by drug testing every single one of them, and at the end, 250 people failed that test. From those 250 people, a combined balance of $350,000 was given to them that year. They were able to take that $350,000 and give it to people who weren't on welfare or who needed more money each month. What happened to those people was they were kicked off for 3 months and they weren't allowed to join until they were able to come back and do a drug test when they come back clean. What we should do is drug test every single person on welfare throughout the United States in order to stop supporting bad drug habits and stop giving people money in order to spend on drugs instead of supporting their families and bringing dinner to the table. There is approximately 21.3% of people in America that are on welfare. That comes out to be about 52.2 million people. That is a lot of people that are on welfare and using the money in order to buy their drugs instead of supporting their family. Rick Scoot, a Florida mayor, said that people on welfare are more likely to use drugs than people who are not on welfare. So if we're able to drug test them, we will be able to stop their habits and start getting people to be clean on the streets. Florida did a test where they found out that 9.6% of people are more likely to use drugs when they're on welfare, according to 6.8% of people who only use drugs who are not on welfare. That's a pretty big gap of people who are on welfare using the government's money in order to buy their drugs. Taxpayer dollars should not be supporting bad habits. We pay our taxes every month, and that is going to people being able to buy drugs instead of supporting their families and bringing food to the table. There are millions of kids out there whose parents are having government assistance, but they are still worried about if they're going to be able to have their next meal. The average cost of a drug test is anywhere from $10 to $25. What we should do is drug test everybody on welfare, and if they pass, they don't have to pay for the drug test. If they fail, then they're going to have to pay for that drug test, and then in 3 months when they come back to test again to see if they can get on welfare, they'll have to pay for that test regardless if they pass or fail. That way we aren't paying for tests for them just to fail. The causes of drug use. Approximately 64,000 people died last year from overdosing on drugs. A lot of those people were on welfare, and if we stop supporting these bad habits, we can start saving people's lives. If we don't drug test people, more and more people are going to continue to overdose on drugs. 6.2% of increase of overdoses happened in the past 5 years. Each year this continues to rise, and if we start drug testing people, then we could stop this habit and start saving people's lives. In conclusion, we should start drug testing people in order to save their lives and stop supporting their bad habits and start making taxpayer dollars go to appropriate things, like putting dinner on the table and supporting kids and families instead of buying drugs. We'll be able to save money as well as save lives, and we can stop supporting bad habits and put America back to being where it should be and not corrupt. Here's my audience.